knucklehead?
I mean the Duval sub, the Daly's Dash Duval. Turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheeses. Lettuce, tomato, crispy and fresh, like me. I'm sure there's a Daly's Dash sub that sums you up.
The boss.
Because, of course.
Oven roasted beef, Munster cheese, roasted mushrooms, caramelized onions. It's the boss of all subs. Only available for me.
That's just not true.
What do you mean? I walked in the other day, screamed, "You know it!" and said, "A boss for a boss."
Well, no matter who you are, there is a Daly's Dash sandwich or sub for you.
Go find yours. They may even make you a boss.
I'm sure they will, because it is Daly's Dash.
Where more is better.
And you got that right.
Hey guys, I'm Daniel Heilman from the brand new Fourscore Golf Tavern. We do elevated food, drinks, and golf simulator fun. If you're looking for a delicious meal or maybe a spot for a client, we have lunch specials every day. Need to entertain a few people from out of town? Easy. Just reserve one of our 4 simulator bays. Lunch service starts at 11 a.m. daily. Located in San Marcos Square, we'll see you at lunch at Fourscore Golf Tavern.
Father's Day is coming up, and what better way to show your dad you care than with a gift from Woodcraft? Whether he's a die-hard football fan or a golf enthusiast, we have the tools and supplies to help him create something he'll love. From personalized signs to custom golf club holders, the possibilities are endless. Plus, our experts are always here to help you with any project. So don't drop the ball this Father's Day. Head over to Woodcraft today. Woodcraft, the home of champion dads.
Are you suffering from shoulder pain? If you have clicking and popping in the shoulder joint, persistent pain that intensifies with use, an inability to lift your arm over your head, or a tingling, burning sensation in the shoulder, elbow, or wrist, waiting to see a doctor could make your injury worse. Baptist Health and Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute have innovative and effective treatment options available right now to relieve your pain and restore your mobility. Don't wait. Call 904-JOI-2000.
In your free time, the last thing you want to do is clean your house.
Right.
First Coast Home Pros offers luxurious maid services you can trust. Weekly, bi-weekly, or even one-time deep house cleaning. FirstCoastHomePros.com. FirstCoastHomePros.com.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Tobacco-Free Florida has many free ways to help you quit nicotine. From free 2-week starter kits of quit aids to free cessation services like Phone Quit and Group Quit. We're even trying out new motivational tactics.
You're the greatest quitter. He's tobacco's greatest quitter. He's tobacco's greatest quitter of all.
Or maybe we'll just stick to the ways we know work. Visit tobaccofreeflorida.com or call 1-877-YOU-CAN-NOW for free nicotine patches.
Wrestling fans, the River City Wrestling Con will slam into the Jacks Fairgrounds June 10th and 11th. This 2-day event will feature appearances by pro wrestling superstars, exciting wrestling matches, and an assortment of vendors and artists. Guests include Kurt Angle, Saraya, Jake the Snake Roberts, Rob Van Dam, and many more. Get tickets at rivercitywrestlingcon.com or follow on social media for event updates. June 10th and 11th, the River City Wrestling Con at the Fairgrounds.
Duck Duck Air Conditioning, a division of Duck Duck Rooter, is looking for experienced and dependable HVAC services technicians to join our growing team. Duck Duck Air Conditioning is committed to delivering the highest level of service to our customers. Successful candidates will be hardworking, dependable, possess strong problem-solving skills with at least 2 years of HVAC experience. Ready to get to work? Please visit our website at duckduckac.com and click on the careers page. We look forward to hearing from you. That's duckduckac.com.
Duck Duck AC is an equal opportunity employer.
Tired of overpaying for tires? Cruise into Tire Outlet for the best selection, best quality, and best prices on the tires you need to keep you and your family safe on the road. With over 40 years of experience and 15 locations across Florida, Tire Outlet is the brand you can trust to perform great service at a great price. Our technicians are ready to do the maintenance and repairs to your vehicle performing its best. Tire Outlet, wholesale prices, premium service.
Tire Outlet.
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Local Sports Update. I'm Andrew Gibson for Tintin XL. Earlier this morning, Jaguars head coach Doug Peterson addressed the media before OTA number 7 for the Jaguars. And Doug Peterson was asked if the Jaguars and him have any interest in free agent wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins.
I mean, it's hard to speak on guys, obviously, because we got a really good room right now, and it's hard to add someone of his caliber and his talent to a room that's already talented, you consider everything, but at this time, it's not a reality for us to bring someone like that in.
Doug Peterson's comments this morning, courtesy of Jaguars.com, on All-Pro wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins, who is currently a free agent. 80 degrees at 5:59. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, what a day. First Monday of June in Duval. What a day. I mean, the weather. Are you kidding me? The emotions just ringing out at TIAA Bank. I didn't want to leave the field. No, it wasn't kind of a look back and I used to patrol these sidelines as the sideline reporter. It wasn't anything like that. It wasn't about me. It wasn't selfish. It was just so freaking enjoyable. I mean, what was it, 77, 78? Didn't break a sweat, no humidity. Watching this team grow, watching this team develop. The vibe is incredible. I don't know if I've ever seen anything like it. I mean, I'm trying to think of 98, 99. Obviously, 96 came as a surprise, right, when they went on that phenomenal run. There were some members from that team in attendance today. It was Legends Day. And it was good to see a lot of former Jaguars out there. Damon Jones, Aaron Beasley, Tommy McManus, who you hear here about this podcast. And, of course, it goes on Jaguars Today once a week, among others. But it really does. It feels good. And people don't believe it when I say it, but it's true. I love off-season practice. To me, I honestly wish we had a couple of them a week. Now, they'd hate it. The players would hate it. The National Football League Players Association would hate it. But the reason why I've always loved it is you don't have to come in here tonight on a Monday and label it as a win or a loss. And for this organization, unfortunately, Monday after Monday after Monday, it was a Monday. Like any other day, it's a loss, right? Well, not last year, Ballou. Not this year, Ballou. That's turning. There's going to be a lot of happy Mondays coming up for the 2023 Jacksonville Jaguars. So that's why I love it out there. It's just good to get a tip here, to learn something there. I was not present for the early press conferences today with both Doug Peterson and Mike Caldwell. However, through the ability and the advancement of tape, right, social media, viral, whatever it is, I have had an opportunity to go back and listen to them thoroughly. We're going to play that for you. And again, it wasn't canned. There was actually some information given on this Monday, particularly on the defensive side of the football. I happen to think this is it. Now, we are going to get a chance to get over there on Wednesday to talk with assistant coaches, and there'll be nothing as far as the players. There will be nothing as far as getting back out on the practice field, but position coaches are going to be available. It's going to be pretty late, I think like 3:34. And I want to say the offensive coaches meet for an hour or maybe 45 minutes, and the defensive coaches do the exact same thing. So, Wednesday night I'll have a lot of fresh material as far as what these coaches are saying. And typically, I think position coaches, because it's for the most part, it's a one-shot, unless you specifically search out and try to interview a position coach, they get buttoned up. for the remainder of the year. You're going to hear from the head coach, obviously. You're going to hear from the coordinators, but that's it. I mean, there's even been by the members of the media, been a major complaint about why aren't we hearing enough from Trent Baalke? Why do I believe that may begin to change and we get a little bit more? And we have during the offseason. Anything is better than the way it was. Dave Caldwell talked all the time, right? Dave Caldwell, a lot of stuff off the record. Trent Baalke is very difficult to try to warm up to. He is all business, and that's fine for you as a Jaguar fan. All you care about is winning, right? But I'm looking forward to that on Wednesday, because position coaches, like for instance, one thing that was talked about today, and I really want to begin with the defense because I thought it was a really good day verbally about this defense. Again, comments from Caldwell, comments from Peterson. For instance, Trayvon Walker, where there's going to be, as expected, some dual work. He is going to move inside and work with Brenston Buckner. And I think just about every Jaguar fan has believed that is in fact going to be the case. But it'll be good to sit down and talk with him and talk with Phil Rauscher and just all the position guys. So that is coming up on Wednesday. All right, it's great to have you with us another week right here on your home of the Jaguars. My name is Rick Ballou with you each and every night from 6 until 8, except for tomorrow night when I am blessed and lucky enough to come on in after Helmets and Heels. Okay, can't miss radio, 6 to 8 on Tuesday. The program is produced by the incomparable JJ LaSalle. You get a haircut?
No.
Did you get stretched out? Is that shirt drops a little bit? Looks like you got more neck.
Oh, nice. I am feeling strong, but I don't think I did anything in particular this weekend. Maybe you're just catching me on a good day. Maybe it's the outfit.
I was going to say, maybe it's the Quaaludes that I'm on.
Yeah, maybe you're so high right now. You have no idea.
This continuous buzz I have with painkillers, man.
But thank you for the compliment, regardless of how high off your ass.
I said it today. I told my girlfriend, I said, listen, I don't care how much I have my back. I can't take any more of these during the day. I don't know. I mean, I sent a text out, and then I sent the exact same text out 5 minutes later. And it's like, I have a lot of faults. I have a lot of issues. I've got tremendous problems, both physically, mentally, and emotionally. But the one thing I never do is forget. Maybe every once in a while I'll forget a name. I'll be like, who was that guy? But I don't forget texting someone and then texting him again and not knowing it. So, yeah, I'm going to get the epidural tomorrow. And then I go to Boston, Cape Cod next week to play in the Memorial Golf Tournament for my good friend who died, a Marine. Once you're a Marine, you're always a Marine. The very tough Sean Walsh, who was taken way too soon. So 4 straight days of golf, Cape Cod and Martha's Vineyard. I have no idea how I'm going to hold up. But JJ, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, no more painkillers until after the show when I get home.
Are you playing golf at any time before you make your trip?
No.
Okay.
No.
Are you playing golf during the trip?
4 straight days.
Okay. So I wasn't sure if you were like going just to show your face but not playing, or
I'm getting all geared up. You heard about like remember when Mahomes went down, the speculation was
shoot him up with
he got the needle to go back out there. I got to get 72 holes in.
Like day 2, they're going to be shooting you.
I mean, I'm going to be reaching and doing absolutely everything that I can to get through. Day 1 will be fine. And all of these hammerheads get up at 5:30, 6 in the morning. You know how I am. I mean, getting up at 11 a.m. is early for me. So it's going to be an interesting challenge. But nonetheless, I'm going to give it my best. So I'm excited about this week. It's my final week. Then I'll be gone. And then when I return, it's going to be a very busy week as well because Derek Trucks, Tedeschi Trucks, and I've been going back and forth with Derek. He's going to be here in town at Daly's Place on the 22nd. And then we have the UFC back to Jacksonville for a 3rd consecutive year. They will be here at the Downtown Arena coming up on Saturday night. So once I get back from vacation, it's going to be a great weekend.
We should have an interview or two from fighters, by the way.
Looking forward to that. No doubt about it. All right, always the best way for you to reach us is on the text line. That is 641-1010. That is brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. Let's begin with the defense because I thought it was an interesting day there. Doug Peterson's comments on Josh Allen were, for the most part, as expected, but he did go on to say that most of his communication, I'm talking about Josh Allen here now, is with outside linebacker coach Bill Shuey. I mean, John Osher and I went back and forth on it last week. John and I have a different opinion. I love John. I have him on every Wednesday at 7. I think it's important to be there. You're not going to change my mind now. I've been covering this team since they became a franchise. I'm an every snap count guy. There's others out there who care less. Get them ready by September, and that's all you need. I can't handle that knowing that this team only had 35 sacks a year ago. I can't handle that knowing that this football team in their pass defense was one of the worst in the NFL. John was under the belief that he was in Arizona. Okay, and maybe he's gone back and forth. I have been under the belief that he's been right here in town. Today I talked with a couple of different people that said he is here in town. He's been working out in Orange Park. That is what is happening. But what Doug Peterson did say, and I quote, we should see him next week. And I hope that is the case. I also firmly do believe that he's going to show up, shake some hands, shake some more hands, and then he's going to be sent home. Because I think Doug Peterson is going to send home all the veterans. I don't know that. I think that that is going to be the case. And you're not going to hear from these guys until the very late, last week of July. That'll be it. So they're basically going to get like 6 weeks off. And, you're going to hear the interview with Brenton Strange coming up here in just a little bit. I went to the weather with him, and he's like, I don't know what to expect. Right now, today's hot. Today's humidity is as hot as it ever gets. And he said West Virginia or when he played college football at Penn State. And I'm like, man, you have no idea what it's like once it's August around here. It is brutal. But Mother Nature's been really kind to this football team. My guess is that they'd like it a little bit hotter. I mean, you and I love it. If you do play golf or, you had boat or skip day on Friday, no matter what it is that you're doing, the weather has just been unbelievable here in late May and in early June. All right, let's get to a couple of things on the defense. Let's begin with Devin Lloyd. Don't give up on him. All right, again, I listen to you. Text line 641-1010, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. No one is more interactive with the listeners of 1010XL and 92.5 FM than JJ and yours truly when it comes to our text line, okay? You teach us. We just don't admit it. Actually, we do admit it from time and again, right? I mean, we're humble about that type of stuff.
I'll admit it. I'll also tell you when you have a terrible take on the text line.
We'll do that as well, yeah. I mean,
either way, we're talking about your text.
What were we talking about a couple of weeks ago? Here it is again, part 2 of the drugs coming in, Ballou. Here you are. What were we talking about?
This might just be old age.
It was the conversation about being not a realist, but what word did I use? When you think you're the greatest when you're really not. We had a big conversation about it. We went on for 20 minutes.
A phony?
No. A phony? No. It's not an idealist when you think that you are actually something spectacular. An elitist.
Oh, my God.
When we had the conversation about elitism.
Well, elitists actually might be, they think they're elitists, but they also might still be elitists.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah. That was it. And I mentioned that there were obviously.
In the media, yeah.
There's a couple of elitists here in town, and I was very careful to say, because I sure as hell don't want to get canceled for that is not one of our colleagues here.
No,
on the home of the Jaguars.
But the text line speculated.
Yeah.
They had many a name.
They're clearly elitist. And what my definition of elitism is that you are so above others. Like, for instance, I did it today. I just smiled. One of them happened to be out there this afternoon. There's not a chance in the world. I have a better chance of showing up here tomorrow, being 6 foot tall and weighing 175 pounds than having this individual say, "How you doing, Rick?" There's not a chance. You know why? Because in his eyes, I'm below him. But anyway, I I'm totally off track now. We were having that conversation last week, and do you remember where I was going with this? Again, these painkillers are taking me
We were
all
just
sorts of-
talking about the text line. I really just think that you were going to say that they had great insight and they taught us. They teach us things, is where you were.
Oh yeah, I know what it is. They got it right. They picked the two.
Yes, they did
immediately. So, I mean, and it's not that they're narcissistic.
And we really didn't leave any context clues whatsoever.
No, we didn't give any clues at all. We didn't say whether or not they were writers or TV guys or social media guys or whatever. But it's obvious. This is a little town. It's obvious to you. It's obvious to me. I actually forgot where I was going with that, but that's kind of my case. Is with the mental condition I happen to be in right now. I am forgetting.
Was it about Lloyd?
It was about Devin Lloyd. That was it. It was about Devin Lloyd. I had a conversation. Lloyd's a bust. Lloyd can't play. Lloyd can't do this. Lloyd can't do that. I'm like, slow down, man. He's only a rookie, and I get it. He's a 24-year-old rookie now turning into a 25-year-old second-year player. But don't give up on him this early in his career. Let's begin with that. Some interesting things said today, including, speculation. I just heard Frank and Hayes and Lauren talking about when Cam Robinson gets back, will they slide Walker Little over to left guard? And obviously you have Anton Harrison at right tackle. I'm not a fan of that. My hope, Walker Little beats out Cam Robinson. My hope, Cam Robinson never plays another snap for the Jacksonville Jaguars. That's my personal thought on this, okay? And that would be great to have two starting tackles on rookie deals. Imagine what you can do salary cap-wise and fill other positions if, in fact, that is the case. But there's other talk. Who's the slot corner? Are they going to add? Pass rush end today. You had a situation. Leonard Floyd went to the Buffalo Bills. There's a man right there that, you would have asked him to play to a reduced role. This guy's been a starter in his entire career. But I would have loved it if it was Jacksonville reaching out for him. Walker moving inside. And then asking about whether or not Devin Lloyd is a guy that you can put on the edge. Can Devin Lloyd be an edge and get rid of playing linebacker and put him specifically on the line of scrimmage and sick the quarterback? Well, today, Mike Caldwell, Jaguars defensive coordinator, was asked that question.
Well, really, Devin's the inside linebacker, and inside linebackers typically blitz. So when you line them up on the end of the line, which we've lined them up there, that's really not their forte. You know what I'm saying? But we need to give him more opportunities to blitz, which he did last year, and we'll just continue to do that. He has a unique skill set where he can rush the quarterback, but it's typically against running backs, possibly a tight end. But that's the type of matchups we want to get him into. But offensive linemen, that's other people's areas.
Devin Lloyd, and, he goes on to state that he's not an every down edge. It's not his forte. This is a guy that will be asked to blitz perhaps more than he did a season ago. But it was the consistent theme today about players getting better and second-year players getting better. Let's play one more for you before we get to our first break. Let's move over to the head coach, Doug Peterson. The other first-round draft pick in 2022 was the top overall pick in the NFL, and that's Trayvon Walker, and his responsibility in year two.
Technique you can see. It's hard. You don't have pads on, so you can't do one-on-ones. We can't do anything, from a physical nature, but, you can see it. You can see it in the drill work. You can see what he's trying to get done. Even when we are in some team settings, you can see some flashes there. So, you can definitely tell if a guy's been working on his craft and trying to get himself better.
What are you seeing with Trayvon? And
He's getting better.
Getting better?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he's working on the things he needs to work on. And, Coach Shuey's done a nice job with that this offseason, having a plan for the guys. And Trayvon knows he's got to work on some different things and get himself ready to go.
In 95, I was in Tallahassee. I got here in 96, so I've been covering a ton of these training camps, and this would officially be the off-season with OTA/mini camps. I don't think I've ever heard in all those years and all those interviews that you can really tell if a pass rusher is getting better during non-contact drills in scenarios. And today, Doug Peterson said, in fact, that Trayvon Walker is. Now, let me just say this. I believe Doug Peterson. I know there's gamemanship and everything that comes from coaches and really everything that comes from anyone of leadership. Just look at our country leaders, okay? Just look at our local leaders. There's always, do you really want to believe that? Did that really actually take place? But to hear that in that particular context again today from Doug Peterson, to me, I found pretty refreshing, and also another glimmer of hope on the defensive side, because this offense is yoked. This offense is going to explode. You and I know the only issue on that offense is that offensive line, and it's a huge one. On defense, there's all sorts of this has to happen, that has to happen. And more than anything, if you get those 4 young players, right? If you get Lloyd, you get Walker, you get Muma, and I'm going to put Cisco in there, even though he's a third-year guy, because he lost the season because Urban Meyer had absolutely no clue what was going on. Hell, he thought he was playing, and he wasn't playing. Maybe Urban Meyer was on painkillers. Maybe he was popping them before his press conference.
There's been plenty of speculation about that.
He's like Andre Cisco. Like, Coach, Andre didn't play. Say, oh, okay, yeah. Anyway, so if those 4 develop, okay, if they develop, then that's more than you can ask for anything else as far as this team. All right, I'm looking at the text line. I had no idea that we had that many people on YouTube. How can they get us on YouTube?
Go to YouTube. Go to the Tinson XL YouTube page. We are the first video. All you got to do is give us a click and share us with your friends. You'll see us live in red.
We have a developing situation going on right here live via YouTube, and some people are upset with me. They see that I am wearing a green Pabst Blue ribbon hat, and they're like, one after another, what are you doing? You're cheating on Miller Lite. You are a supporter of Miller Lite. Stop right there. Same distributing company distributes Pabst Blue Ribbon. I got this hat, and I get all my beer swag from the good folks over at Champions, so they're perfectly cool with it. And I don't think that anyone would ever say that Pabst Blue Ribbon is going to take away Miller Lite money or whatever it may be. It's a totally different set of circumstances. And let me tell you, I have a lot of love and a lot of respect for Pabst Blue Ribbon. I drank it as a youngster. I drank it at Florida State. It's a Pennsylvania brewed beer, but I've matured, okay? I've grown. Maybe I've made a tiny bit more money. Right now, that all goes to Miller Lite. But I tell you what, I ripped folks for wearing their hat on backwards a couple weeks ago. Should I do the rest of the show with the hat on backwards?
Oh, I would love that.
And
very
the people,
youthful.
The people can start picking on me for that because they believe me when I said I was going to walk up to a guy who was old in the bar in St. Augustine a few weeks ago.
Oh,
and
I forgot.
I joked about it on Twitter, and all these people are like, "Man, Ballou, I would just absolutely punch you in the face if you said that." I'm like, bro, I'm joking. I'm not really going to walk up to someone and say you look like an idiot with your hat on backwards. But let's make that transition right now. Here it goes.
You look like the kid. You look like Griffey Jr.
I'm going with a hat on backwards. JD had to laugh. I'm like, I'm so messed up on
your headphones.
On this forgetting.
Oh, there you go.
I forgot my headphones. I forgot everything today.
You look like 10 years younger, bro. You look great.
All right, so we're going to have a lot of fun. Opening comments are brought to you by the good folks over at Shmunez Vision, okay? They're your one stop, no matter what it is when it comes to your eyes and just becoming better the older that you get. Your eyes are going to leave you. That much we know. They have so much to offer. Sure, you can go for a normal update and get an eye exam and find out if you need to make an adjustment and change as far as your contacts or your glasses. But what about it being far more significant than that? I'm talking about medical surgical eye care. They did a deep dive on my right eye more than 8 years ago, removed a cancerous particle or whatever it was, and there have been no setbacks. So Dr. Neil Shmunez has been doing surgery for nearly 37 years, okay? Dr. Catherine Shmunez, fellowship trained in cornea cataract surgery, all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus, in laser eye surgery. Visit them today. Go to shmunezvision.com or set up an appointment at 299-2906. Care you can see. The text line is absolutely burning up. Look at this. I didn't know we had this many listeners. 641-1010 on the text line, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. On the other side, let's hear from the second rounder. He is a tight end out of Penn State. It's Brenton Strange. He goes into the night with Rick Ballou.
Like Knights of the Round Table, talking sports.
I challenge you to a duel.
XL Prime Time. Weekdays noon to 3.
Put your swords away for a second.
On 1010 XL.
Men, are you suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE? The medical providers at Prime Men's Medical Center offer breakthrough treatments that eliminate problems in the bedroom without pain or surgery. 98% of men see instant results on their first office visit. Listen to a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Prime Men's Medical Center offers breakthrough medical treatments that eliminate ED and PE. Men are even lasting 90 minutes or longer, regardless of age or medical history.
But that's not all. For a limited time only, call Prime Men's Medical Center now, and your initial consultation and first treatment are completely free. You'll see instant results right in the office. You'll even get a gift that enhances your performance in the bedroom. All this, worth hundreds of dollars, is free if you call now. 904-664-8217. 904-664-8217. That's 904-664-8217.
All right, Truth Teller here, checking in with words of wisdom to be applied in life and your business from the business attorneys at Jimerson Bird. Jackson Brown once said, and I do quote, "Are you there? Say a prayer for the pretender who started out so young and strong only to surrender." End of quote. Thank you to Jackson Brown. All right, breaking news right here today. They are hiring at Jimerson Burr. It's a growing law firm. If you are an attorney, okay, and a business attorney, if you are a paralegal and you're looking for just a better life, you're looking for better pay, well, top of the market compensation. It's an award-winning culture. Consistently, year after year, they're considered right here in Duval as one of the best places to work, and that's been the case for over the last decade. Just go to jimersonfirm.com, look for the careers page. Again, business lawyers, paralegal, jimersonfirm.com.
Hacker here for the Sausage Dude Sausage. Look, I'm a sausage guy, and the Sausage Dude Sausage is the best sausage I've ever had. The Sausage Dudes use high-quality pork, natural casings, along with love and dedication. You can pick up their 4 terrific flavors, including my favorite, the Italian, at Publix locations all throughout Jacksonville. And a portion of the proceeds go to benefit the Boys and Girls Club of Northeast Florida. Take it from me, the Sausage Guy. Get over to Publix right now to get your hands on the Sausage Dude Sausage.
Hey, Jags fans. Renewal by Andersen is a proud partner with your favorite team, and they bring that same commitment to excellence to your home's windows and doors. With their advanced Fibrex material and energy-efficient glass options, their windows and doors are the perfect choice for your next home improvement project. Let them help you bring more light and life into your home. Schedule a complimentary consultation today. Renewal by Andersen, the official window and door replacement partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. License number CGC 1527613.
Hey, Matt Hayes, temperatures are rising, and when you have an AC breakdown, you need it repaired today. Fenwick Home Services is the expert cooling team you can trust to repair your system the same day or it's free. Fenwick is Jacksonville's always-ready cooling and plumbing team. Available 24/7, even nights and weekends with no emergency fees. Plus, Fenwick will keep your system covered with Florida's leading repair warranties. Call or book online at fenwickezbook.com.
If you're often tired, have trouble exercising, or your heartbeat feels irregular, you might have atrial fibrillation, or AFib. Left untreated, AFib can put a strain on your heart and increase your risk of a stroke. But the new Heart Rhythm Center at Baptist Health can help. With the latest treatment options for heart disorders like AFib, our team of specialists can get you feeling stronger again. Learn more at baptistjacks.com/AFib or call 904-202-2342.
Go inside your home team's locker room with Jags beat reporter Hayes Carline.
Check out my blog at 1010XL.com.
So you can catch all the news and nuggets you need to know.
My blog is brought to you by Roland Reese Plumbing,
where quality and experience count.
Life is about choices and the decisions you make. I'm David Robbins with Epstein & Robbins. If you're convicted of a DUI, you'll have to face severe consequences. Walking through the doors of the courthouse or appearing at a bond hearing can be extremely intimidating. Without the right lawyer, you're likely to make the wrong decision. Let our team help you make the right decisions in court. Epstein & Robbins, the right choice.
Epstein and Robbins, fighting for your rights since 1975.
You don't have to be a football star to get a signing bonus. The team at Republic Services needs your skills, and they're paying up to $5,000 for you to join the roster. You'll be joining a winner. As an essential business, the Republic Services trucks have not stopped rolling with hourly and weekly pay and better benefits and vacation packages than the rest of the league. Driver trainees, $1,000 sign-on bonus. CDL drivers, $3,000. Diesel mechanics, $5,000 bonus. Join the winning team at Republic Services today. Visit republicservices.com.
Equal opportunity employer.
Jumbo Shrimp Baseball, presented by FIS, is home this week at 1-to-1 Financial Ballpark. Tomorrow is Community First 2 for Tuesday, followed by a noon day game on ViStar Good is Everywhere Wednesday. The weekend starts with Coors Light Thirsty Thursday and fireworks Friday and Saturday. Baseball all week and weekend. Tickets start at just $5. Call 358-2846 or jackshrimp.com for tickets.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
You're not sneaking anything by our listeners. This is but actually, it's totally expected. And right now, the big issue is the Pabst Blue Ribbon hat that I have on. I could be out with like 5 strippers, and folks would be okay with it. You know, does your girlfriend know? Does she not know? I could be, and some may say that's the case. I could be stumbling down Phillips Highway at 2 a.m. and listeners be okay. But you're wearing a Pabst Blue Ribbon hat. Same distributor. Again, all of this swag. And they got great swag. You need to get up with them, again, for some new swag, especially now we're on YouTube. You want me, if you're a Miller Lite guy. You need fresh material. And I am a Miller Lite guy. I'm actually getting ready to mate with not Danny Thompson, but Denny Thompson. He is the rep, him, Sean Farwell. Good folks at Miller Lite, longtime sponsors of us here on both the AM and FM. Of course, 1010XL in 92.5 FM. You're not a big beer drinker, are you?
Oh, I absolutely am.
I thought you were more of the hard stuff.
I am, but that's very new. That's within like the last year of my life. I am a beer guy. Absolutely.
Yeah, I've never been able to find a go-to. Everyone is, with the bad back, like, you need to lose 20 pounds.
That's what I'm saying. Beer, because of that.
It'll pack on the weight.
The last little bit I've been going with vodka.
And I've tried that. I've tried the summer vodka, and I've tried it, but it's like you force it. You know what I mean? It's just not my thing.
Yeah, I could kill a bottle of vodka though.
I love Miller Lite,
this weekend.
I really enjoy shots depending on the situation, but
of course.
Maybe it took my dad a long period of time. He's going to be 86 next month. He's now a
gin guy.
He goes old school Beefeater gin martinis.
I can't even
a couple of them
imagine being that. But like you said, you get a little older and
he goes to this one bar. It's called The Landing, and it's in it's right on the River Hills Golf Course in Valrico, right outside of Tampa. And it's a really good bar. It's a neighborhood bar. But he's got them covering Beefeater. They get Beefeater gin. He's the only one who uses Beefeater. But he drinks enough.
So they get it for him.
Yeah, he drinks enough of it.
Love that.
That they go through with it and do it. But it took him a long, long period of time to do that, and he'll sip some wine. Still drink a beer here and there. So maybe that'll happen for me later in life. It's not going to happen right now.
You as a wine sipper.
Never. I mean, listen, if that's your deal, that's your deal. But we're out in St. Augustine on Saturday having just having a great time, right? And all of a sudden you just kind of look over and you see like two gentlemen, sipping wine. It's just, I don't know. It's just, if that's you, that's you. Okay?
It's just not
I don't know
me.
what to say. All right, a great opportunity for you to pick on me tonight because I apparently offended a few of you, very sensitive individuals. I maybe should say hypersensitive individuals. When I was joking on Twitter during the PGA Championship, I said some jackass walked into a bar wearing his hat on backwards. He was probably my age. He was overfed. He didn't have the look. There's no way. I mean, you got to have a certain look in order to put the hat on backwards. So I said I was going to go up to him and tell him that he looked like a jackass and that he should do it. And the listeners went nuts. The folks on Twitter, it was clearly a joke. I mean, don't you understand humor? And
No, that's the answer. Twitter, absolutely not.
a lot of folks out there were like telling me to delete it. And I didn't delete it. It was a joke. I would never do that. Well, since you're so offended with my Pat's Blue Ribbon hat, I've put the hat on backwards, giving you an opportunity right now just to tee off on me. How do you get there again on YouTube?
Go to YouTube, search 1010XL. We're the first video. Share us with everyone you know.
Brenton Strange, second-round draft pick out of Penn State. He had a phenomenal grab today. I don't believe it's viral yet, but it was one that, just trust me on this, should fire you up. It was a really good ball placement by C.J. Beathard, and Strange made the call, made the reception. He's had a very good camp early on. I had my first opportunity to meet him after Jaguars practice today. So here's Ballou with the second-round draft pick out of Penn State for the Jaguars, tight end Brenton Strange. All right, here with Brenton Strange, getting a little extra work in this afternoon. How'd it go?
It's been going really good. I mean, just coming out here and being able to learn from some of the other guys and just sticking true to what I did in college, always catching balls after practice. So that ain't really extra work for me. That's just what's required to get better and just stay improving.
This is something you've always done?
Yes, sir, always. In college, usually catch the tennis balls too, but did a little bit of extra football work today, so I just didn't do it.
All right, another week here. 7th OTA. How's it gone so far?
It's been going good. I mean, a little bit of mistakes here and there, but it comes with it, I'm just coming out here, and my only goal every day is just to consistently improve, and I feel like I'm doing that right now, so it's an upwards trend for me, and just coming out here and learning from the older guys and putting some of their stuff in the game and putting it in mine. So it's been good, but definitely continuing to improve every day is my goal.
Everything I've seen, you've caught every ball, so when you say a mistake, including a really nice reception downfield today, from Beathard, is it more of offensive scheme, some of the mental side of it?
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, it's a little bit of offensive scheme. To be a tight end, I think you have to be one of the smartest players on the team. So that's what I like to require out of myself, just knowing everything, knowing what everybody has, because to be a tight end, that's what you have to do. You have to be involved in the run game. You have to be involved in the pass game. You have to be involved in the pass protection. So it's just a lot of things for a tight end to do, and once I can come out here and just play, it'll be so much easier for me. So that's what I'm continuing to strive for, and that just comes with time.
It's almost a perfect position for you with this offense, which improved by 9 points a year ago, and I think has a chance to be one of the best offenses in the NFL next year. Just your thoughts of this already well-oiled offensive machine, and now you stepping in and again an opportunity to really do some things.
Yeah, I'm very excited, especially with the guys in my room. It's an exciting thing. When I first got that call from Jacksonville back whenever on draft day, I was so excited because I've had a previous relationship with Luke. I've been watching Evan since he's played at Ole Miss. So those are two great tight ends. And then plus you got Garrett Prince. Mm-hmm. He's here too, so he's helped me out a lot. And I'm really thankful for those guys, and I can't wait for Evan to get here and just learn from them.
After you were selected, I went back and watched some of your tape, and I was really surprised about you as a run blocker. I didn't know that when you were selected, and obviously with Chris Manhertz gone, there's another opportunity for you right there to take over that spot and help out in that particular run.
Yeah, I mean, I pride myself on being a well-rounded tight end. I pride myself on being able to do whatever Coach Peterson and the rest of the coaches ask me to do. So I take a lot of pride in that. Have always taken a lot of pride in it, as you see it on my college tape. But just like I said, man, just coming out here and continuing to improve, and because it's a little bit different. Techniques are a little bit different. People just do a little stuff a little bit different everywhere. So that's a part of the mental thing that I'm still learning, is how they want me to do things. So yeah, I take a lot of pride in that.
All right, last couple of ones for you. You over there with Tank. You guys selected where you are. Is there a little bit of a relationship there? Like, wow, I mean, let's come in and be a part of this thing that's already been rocking. I mean, you as rookies, what's that been like so far?
Of course, and I mean, Anton too. We all hang out. Me and Tank and Parker were actually hanging out this past weekend. We went to a little spot somewhere near the beach, had some tacos. So yeah, that's something that we talk about a lot when we come in the huddle. Like, we're the young dudes, so we come in the huddle. It's like, yeah, let's go, come on, let's make a play, bro. So it's been good to have Tank, and I've known Tank obviously from Penn State playing Auburn. So it's been cool to build a relationship with him, and we just, like I said, man, we just coming out here trying to find ways to get better, trying to find ways to help this team get to the Super Bowl.
It's not hot yet. I've never seen anything like this. I mean, West Virginia for you, then of course you went to Penn State.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea what it's going to be like here in late July, early August?
So I'm actually from North Carolina, but I did go to high school in West Virginia. I did my schooling in West Virginia, but nah, I don't. Just to put it short, it's been a little bit of an adjustment for me, because right now it's probably the hottest that it gets in Pennsylvania all year long. So that'll be something that I'll have to adjust to. But I wanted to be here. I wanted to be in Jacksonville. So you gotta give and take some things, and I'll definitely take the hot over the cold any day.
Hey, no doubt, 100% with you there. What are you going to do once camp ends next week? You going to get away for a little bit? You going to stay here and grind? What are your plans?
Yeah, so I really haven't figured that out yet. I would obviously like to spend some time with my family. I've been gone from them for a while, but probably get that plan figured out this week. But more than likely, I'll probably stay here so I can just keep adjusting to everything. Like you kind of said, the weather, my living situation, and just getting to know the area better. So I've been so happy so far of the city of Jacksonville, and I can't wait to get some free time and continue to work, obviously, but get some free time and just see what else the city has to offer.
Awesome. Thank you for your time.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Brenton Strange, first time I've had an opportunity to speak with him, and second-round draft pick, 61st overall. Very impressive young man, 6'3", 246. And as I said, when it was announced, I was like, really? It didn't blow me away. And then when I watched, he looked like an H-back. He looked like Evan Ingram. And to me, he looked like a makeshift tight end that is going to certainly be able to be another weapon for Trevor Lawrence. And who knows whether they get a deal done with Evan Ingram or not. I'm under the impression that they will. But if they don't, next year, Strange could end up being the number one overall tight end. What I wasn't familiar with is him as a blocker. He didn't catch a ton of balls at Penn State, but 6'3", 246, to me that didn't represent being a guy in if you know you're going to run and only run. But went back and read all his scouting reports, went back and watched some stuff that was viral. I'm not going to tell you I pulled out a Penn State game tape and watched it, but looking at some of his stuff that has been made available, and this could end up really working out well for the Jaguars. Likeable young man, no doubt about it, and let's just put him in as part of this offense. Overall, Brenton Strange, first chance to talk with him. All right, comments again brought to you by the good folks over at Patriot Roofing Services, specializing in all types of commercial, residential roofing and repairs, gutters, sun tubes, skylights as well. 10-year workmanship warranty, financing available, military and senior citizen discounts, no subcontractors, licensed and insured. Give Mark a call today, 982-4052. That's 982-4052. Say you heard it right here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM, $500 off at the time of the estimate. Patriot Roofing Services. Have an opinion on him after hearing him speak for the first time, at least with us?
I seems like a good guy. I find it interesting with all the interviews with the rookies that I've heard over the last few weeks, and specifically today, Tank as well on XL Primetime, is These guys have had like no time to even get a place to live, which is shocking to me. Like since they've been in town, they're just at practice every day. And it's like, oh yeah, we found time to get tacos. It's like, dang, these guys are still living at a hotel, and it just seems like a very odd life.
Yeah, there's no doubt. There really is. They've had very little time, and that's going to continue for the rest of this week, even though there's no media access. Today was day 7, so that'll continue.
So they'll get like 6 weeks to basically start.
I believe
start living.
Strange will be there Monday. My belief is that they're going to let the veterans go. You know, they may call them in on Monday. It'll be like everyone knows that it's going to happen, but it does happen. That's what I think will take place. But again, I could be dead wrong on this. And there's 2 ways to look at it. I began the show by stating that I've always been an every snap count guy. You know, I kind of fall into the old school Tom Coughlin feeling that you can never practice enough, regardless of what it is that you do. You can never practice enough. There's the other side, especially with today. Now let's remember, and I'm saying this in a respectful way, but it's different now. The union has these players' backs. They have fought for them, and there also is you kind of got to coddle them, right? You kind of got to play the role of being a player's coach. You can't be a hard ass anymore. You can't be old school. Certainly in college. High school and college? Oh, my God, they'll transfer in a heartbeat. There's a little bit more give and take at the professional level because they're getting paid. But the point I'm trying to make, are you going to get more out of these guys by saying see ya and let them go, as opposed to making them practice 3 extra days? And what if that reason is Josh Allen? Josh Allen didn't, and I know he missed time last year during OTAs, but I'm just giving you a hypothetical. What's more important when you want to set this tone over the next 6 weeks? Practice them. If it was Tom Coughlin, there's no question you're going to practice. I mean, it's not even an issue. But do you end up getting the same when it's all said and done? Do you come in with a better attitude if you get 3 days off? Do you come in with a worse attitude if you practice those 3 days? I don't have that answer. But that's where the whole psychological way comes into it. And again, these are a bunch of legends out there today. Got a lot of guys who played in the mid to late 90s or, early 2000s. Players are treated different today than they were treated in that era. My bet is they go home. And I think that's what those who cover the team, I think most believe that is going to happen as well. But we do not know, and we'll see for sure. I just looked up Chris Manhertz, man. He's 240. Actually the same. So Brenton Strange and Chris Manhertz are basically the same. If you look at them, and it's amazing how you can, be listed height and weight one way, but then the eye test will tell you that is absolutely a different case. Let me see. Strange is 6'4". They have him listed here at 6'4", 253. My goodness, man, that's 13 pounds heavier than Chris Manhertz. I wonder if this on Manhertz may be incorrect. I'll look that up here during the break. But he carries it well, because my first feeling with Brenton Strange was there's another guy that would get with Cedric Scott, kind of like Andre Sisco a year ago, Trevor a year ago, some other players a year ago. Give him a year under his guidance, and I can see Strange putting on some really good weight over the next couple of years. All right, we got much to do, including you and your comments. 641-1010 on the text line, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. Tell us what you heard and what you thought from Brenton Strange.
Every summer, 1010XL puts its players through training camp.
Struggle. Survive.
It ain't pretty.
Victory and defeat.
But we get sharp for the season and come together as a team.
It's just a game, Doc. But
1010XL.
I love it.
Here's Linda Beaver.
We know that you have options when it comes to buying or servicing your vehicle. We also know that not all experiences are created equal. We promise when you choose to do business with Beaver, you will always get Thoughtfulness about your time and hard-earned money, a team member motivated by desire to help you, and in lifelong relationships with a team that cares. Pair all that with a huge selection of inventory. You can't go wrong with Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine or Beaver Chevrolet in Jacksonville. We promise we're here to wow you.
June is the start of hurricane season. Now is the perfect time to make sure your home is protected from those storms by scheduling a complimentary roof inspection with Universal Roof and Contracting. And right now, get 15% off your roofing project, plus flexible financing. This offer expires June 30th and restrictions apply. Universal Roof and Contracting, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. License number CCC 1330747, CVC 1258484.
UniversalRoof.com. Oh boy, not again.
Do you feel this way every time there's rain in the forecast? Amy Salt, owner of CrossFit Salt to Tear in the Riverside area, definitely did.
I had major rain anxiety from all the water collecting outside my gym. That's why I'm so happy I reached out to Clearwater Drainage. John came out, designed a system that moved the water off of my property, and all my kettlebells are now dry. I'm sleeping so much better at night.
Clearwater Irrigation.
And drainage, too.
ClearwaterJacks.com.
People ask me sometimes, is it really cooler with Bueller? You see, here at Bueller, we really believe in creating an awesome work environment, and we treat our employees like gold. In return, we ask them to treat our customers that same way. It's our simple recipe for outstanding customer service. I'm Jason Bueller. If you want to experience the Stay Cooler with Bueller level of service, give us a call today or visit BuellerAir.com.
Bueller Air. Stay cooler with Bueller.
E.T. here, and y'all know how much I like my brown water, but I ain't gonna lie, it gives me headaches sometimes. So my alternative is Brackish Vodka. This gluten-free alternative to Tito's is 100% local, and all monies stays right here in Duval. Not only does Brackish Vodka make you feel good, but when you support Brackish Vodka, you're also helping local charities. Try it side by side with your favorite vodka, and you will taste and smell how natural Brackish Vodka really is. And when you do, remember who sent you. Come on, somebody.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On June 5th, 2014, in the MLB draft, pitcher Brady Aiken is the first pick by the Astros, leading to a fallout in contract negotiations in the Astros organization.
Does your home or building need painting? For over 20 years, Performance Painting has had the privilege of preserving many of Jacksonville's most prominent buildings. That said, we feel like we're just getting started. I'm Jason Parker, and our team thrives on preparing, protecting, and preserving the homes, businesses, and public buildings that make up our local landscape. Contact us today to put our years of experience to work for you. Performance Painting. Prepare, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting.
Mike Dempsey for Dandy Foods, and happy to report that Dandy has brand new goodies out there, only available at select gate locations. 4 delicious new lunch items to choose from: a hot roast beef and provolone, an Italian combo that'll melt in your mouth, spicy buffalo chicken, or a big old juicy 100% beef cheeseburger. They're all served on fresh ciabatta bread, baked locally and delivered daily, just as you'd expect from the folks that bring you fresh, never frozen goodness.
Got that hometown flavor creeping up on you. Yeah.
Jacksonville is a great place to live. And if you love where you live, you should invest in it. That's why more and more people bank with One-to-One Financial, Jacksonville's hometown credit union. We invest every penny back into North Florida, backing the very best small businesses, nonprofits, and of course the family home. Why put your money with some big out-of-state bank when you can invest in where you love to live? One-to-One Financial, we're your hometown credit union. Sign up today at one-to-one-fcu.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars, protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
People are strange when you're a stranger. Faces look ugly when you're alone. Women seem wicked when you're unwanted. Streets are uneven when you're down. When you're strange.
Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
When you're strange.
I just looked up Chris Manhertz. He is 6'6", 255, so that whole 237 or whatever I said earlier, that must have been when he came out of college. Because my eyes, seeing Manhertz the last couple of years, compared to Strange today, as Manhertz is bigger, but Strange is a guy you can tell is going to be able to really add some muscle to that frame. And he stuck around after practice with a lot of the rookies and catching fastballs, if you will, from the jugs machine, footballs as well as tennis balls. So, just working the craft. But I'm going to raise my hand right now, and I've said what's really weird about this. And again, calm down, Ballou. What's really weird about this is the biggest criticism that I had with the Jaguars draft was their second and third pick. I didn't think they needed a tight end and running back that high. The tight end I was aware of. Whether you got him in the second or third round, okay. But they certainly needed a pass rush edge, right? They needed one. And they waited into the fifth round to address that with Yasir Abdullah. But I was asked about this either Thursday or Friday. It was, out of everyone that you've seen so far in camp, what rookie has stood out to you? And my answer was Tank Bigsby. I can't give you an Anton Harrison. I just can't give you, an offensive lineman with shoulder pads on and with no contact. But I may go with Strange as the second guy. I tell you who else I continue to be really fascinated about. That is the young, long DBs. And without being redundant, I don't know what you can honestly expect out of these players in year one. You're talking about sixth-round draft picks. And in the case of Caleb Hayes out of BYU, really keyed on him again today, an undrafted free agent out of, again, BYU, 6 foot, 195. He ran a 4.31. Watching him do some drills today. I mean, you can be fast. You can be just absolutely, straight line fast, but not have any wiggle, not have any movement, and maybe not necessarily be quick. But just watching him, lateral speed today, his hips, being able to turn during some of these positional drills. Going to be interesting to see if any one of those players. As a matter of fact, let's play that before the let's get to the other side, because I was a little long-winded with the Brenton Strange interview, and we're heading here towards 7 o'clock. So let's get caught up, and we'll do that in our second hour. Much more coming up from the Jaguars. We'll get ready for Game 2 tonight on ice, Florida, in Las Vegas. JJ, you said you actually watched the game, so we'll talk about that. And you know what really bothered me? It never happens in hockey. At the end of the game, we saw flopping take place on the ice. I mean, these guys are so tough. After every whistle, they're beating each other up. They'll throw you in the penalty box if you flop. And late in the game, we saw that between Florida and Las Vegas. Vegas is bigger. They look like the better team in Game 1. Game 2 coming up tonight as well. Florida has played from behind all year, but they've been very good on the road, and that included in Boston, Toronto, and Carolina. Can they even up this series tonight by winning in Las Vegas? So all of that coming up in our second hour with JJ. I'm Rick Ballou. This is Into the Night.
All right, Tony Baselli here. Right here on your home for Jaguars football. 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Waste Management is paying a $5,000 bonus to CDL drivers and heavy truck mechanics for jobs in Jacksonville, Green Cove Springs, Callahan, and St. Augustine. Apply online at WM.com/careers.
Equal opportunity employer.
Come to Bowden Eye for all your eye care needs. Hicken here. Did you know that dry eye disease affects up to 60 million Americans? Dry eye disease is known to progress. Dry eye disease is one of the most common but least diagnosed eye conditions doctors see in their patients. Many of us who have dry eye may not even feel it. At Bowden Eye and Associates, visit today for your personal consultation. Keeping the First Coast focused. Bowden Eye and Associates, new location now open off County Road 210 in St. Johns County.
You know, many plumbers won't quote prices over the phone and instead charge a service fee for an in-home estimate. Of course, because they know once they're in your home, you're probably not going to send them away. But Roland Reach Plumbing is different. Roland will give you a price quote over the phone, and there's never a trip charge or service fee for an estimate. So if you've got a leak and can't wait a week and don't like paying unnecessary fees, call on Roland Reach Plumbing at plumbingjacksonville.com.
Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
At Andy's Automotive and Truck Services, they know that your company's fleet is more than just a bunch of cars and trucks. It's your livelihood, your reputation, your pride. So when you need routine fleet maintenance or emergency repairs, Andy's offers after-hours and mobile service to minimize your downtime and keep your fleet running like new. While you care for your employees and customers, rest assured Andy's Automotive will take care of your fleet. Visit the team at andysats.com.
Follow the Gators as they chomp their way to the College World Series. Brought to you by Farrah & Farrah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. And Renewal by Anderson, the official window and door replacement partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Brian and Angela Wall here with Window World. By now, everyone has heard about saving money on their energy bills. There are all sorts of things you can do to cut energy costs, but most people don't think about their windows.
But Window World knows that the biggest energy loss in almost every home is the windows. There is more energy loss from old builder-grade windows than just about anything else in your home.
You can upgrade your heating and air, your appliances, that's good too. But before you do all that, upgrade your windows to Window World's energy-efficient windows.
Window World's windows are easy to clean, energy efficient, and have the best guarantee in the business.
Window World's slogan is simply the best for less, and we mean it. You get great American-made windows, and you get to keep more of your money when you buy from Window World. Need any more reasons to buy your windows from Window World? Call them today and set up your free in-home estimate, or go online to windowworldneflorida.com.
Window World, simply the best for less.
Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
This is Hayes Carline for QC Kinetics. Remember when you were going to get that pain fixed this year? Well, the year is almost halfway over. If you're still dealing with that pain, enough is enough. Pills are not the answer. Surgery is not the answer. You need to call QC Kinetics today at 904-274-5522. Set up a free consultation in Mandarin or Ponte Vedra. The advanced regenerative medicine solutions at QC Kinetics can give you a life without chronic joint pain. You can do all those summer activities you love. How do they do it? By taking healing properties from your own body and applying them right into your achy joint. Your tissue can be repaired and restored naturally. You can have life-changing results without drugs, surgery, or downtime. If you have pain in your knees, back, shoulders, hips, enough is enough. Call QC Kinetics now, 904-274-5522. That's 274-5522.
Hey, it's Joe C., and we want to see who can challenge me and the XL Primetime Gang for the Sonny's Barbecue Rib Eating Contest, live right here at the 1010XL Studios. Text the word RIB to 641-1010 for your chance to enter in Rib Mania for America as we gear up for America's birthday. Contest will be live on air June 27th, and you can be part of all the action. Thanks to Sonny's Barbecue for providing the ribs. We just need you to see if you can beat us. Text RIB to 641-1010 for your chance to enter.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Jaguars' 7th OTA in the books. Final media accessibility this week and probably for camp. Wednesday, we have a chance to get out there to talk with all the position coaches. And I look forward to that. Next week is mandatory minicamp. Earlier today, Doug Peterson said that they believe and they expect that Josh Allen will be there. However, I think they are going to send them home. We'll get there because I just got a real good text. Getting a lot of great texts today at 641-1010, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. We'll get there momentarily, but I do want to get back to Mike Caldwell. And, well, first things first, let's talk about nickel, okay? It was a problem. The pass defense was a problem. And I thought they waited way too late to move Darius Williams, Darius Williamson to the outside. And I thought that was an issue with this football team. And then Trey Herndon, his overall return was not good. There's no question about. Did I call him Darius Williamson? Darius
Williams. It's all right.
We
He's
need
unremarkable. Very forgettable play.
No, we need to have the obligatory. Ballou is on painkillers. He may say some things that will
PSA.
alarm you.
Whatever he says is not the express written consent of Major League Baseball or anyone at the station. Something like that.
I have made a promise, regardless of the pain, I am not going to take him again until after these next 4 days because, the rush is cool. But it's like, do you have your hand near the dump button? I don't know.
I'm ready always.
I don't know what's going to come out. And is it Anchorman where like they put up the stuff and he just starts reading whatever they put out there
it's like
for
they
him?
put a question mark at the end. Good morning, San Diego.
I've mentioned Darius Williams 500 times before. I just called him Darius Williamson.
Well, actually, you first said his name correctly.
Yeah.
Then you corrected yourself with the wrong name.
Yeah, but I started.
And then caught yourself.
I blinked and I started seeing all these pink pigs and stuff. Okay, and it was like, dude, come home, get you a bar, obscured by the clouds, man.
I love that song.
Back in 1971,
Love that song.
It came out last week. But nickel's an issue. It absolutely is, and frankly, I was really surprised that they brought back Trey Herndon, that they elected to keep him. Well, today, Mike Caldwell, defensive coordinator, met the media and was asked about the overall situation in the slot.
Well, everybody is. Right now, everybody has a clean slate. We're going to go at it, and the best guys to get out there. The young guys brought in here, we have some talent there. They're still learning their way, and we'll throw them out there, get them as many reps as we can in training camp and OTAs and the mandatory minicamp. And once we get to, that first preseason game, we'll have an idea and throw them out there again, see what sticks, and, put the best guy out there.
Competition is going to be fierce, okay? Obviously, they feel very good at this particular time about Tyson Campbell. And, we just mentioned Darius Williams, and whether or not you think he can hold on for 17-plus games, I think is a healthy conversation. I'm not a believer in Trey Herndon. I thought he lost a step, and I know that he was injured, 3 years ago. He had a very good season. It just hasn't been as solid as of late. Obviously, he gets the chance, but I'm looking at a young guy. Who's it going to be? Is it Buster Brown? Is it Gregory Jr.? Is it Christian Braswell? Is it Eric Hallett? I keep mentioning the undrafted Caleb Hayes. Okay, I'd be shocked if he was the guy. Or do they go out and try to add? Do they find a veteran somewhere that they can bring in as a nickel corner? You still have a lot of money to address that, okay? Buffalo today went out and got Leonard Floyd. I think this football team is going to add an edge or add a slot corner, maybe both. Only time will tell. But all sorts of different people are really questioning. Here's one right here. 84-30 Ballou. Go back and look at third down. Trey Herndon is the worst. Go back and look over the last 2 years of film, and you'll see third down, at least 80% of the passes were completed against Trey Herndon. Okay, that's an exaggeration, but I just said kind of what you reiterated. He has struggled. There's no doubt about it. And if you're listing the biggest question marks, that's got to be one of them. Your overall situation right now at cornerback. Okay, here's one. Talking about what we did at the top of the hour, or really right before the top of the hour, about whether or not Doug Peterson will let these guys go during mandatory minicamp, or if he will keep him here and practice them for 3 days. The 2834 says, hey, Rick, I worked on ships in the engine room for 40 years. 10 of those years I was in a supervisory position, 7 to 11 guys working with me as a team. And every chance I could, get those guys and cut them loose, not all at once, but on an individual basis, get them out of there to blow off some steam and get some rest. I did it, and when I rang the bell, they all turned back and would walk through a brick wall from me. He goes on and says a little bit more, but I want to cut this short. That is the best case scenario, okay? Things that we've learned from Doug Peterson around the draft, after the draft, when camp began, rookie minicamp, things that he has said that has stuck with me, his long, and I say long is a good thing, meaning a very thorough explanation on what he meant, is you can be any type of coach in the world, but if you don't have leaders in that locker room, it's not going to work. And part of being a great coach is knowing that you have those players in the locker room where something goes sideways, only that small fraternity and that group can get to one another. Now, leadership is lacked here for a little bit. Trevor Lawrence talked about it today in year 3. It is so noticeable with Trevor Lawrence, just little things. Like after every rep, whether it's an individual situation, 7-on-7, 11-on-11, paid a lot of attention to him. Obviously, 2 years ago, I was a sideline reporter when he was a rookie. He said almost nothing, right? I'll never forget the broken play on a wheel route by Laviska Shenault, and it was 100% Trevor's fault, although I guess after going back and watching film, there was some question that maybe here's a shock, that Shenault could have run a better route. But he came back, and that was when Sanjay Lau, who was maybe the worst position coach that Jacksonville has ever had, he threw a pick, or he missed him, and then they had the punt or whatever, and that was a deal where I was right behind Lau and Shenault, and Trevor walked over and took all responsibility, patted himself. It was all me, all me, all me, and then he walked away, and right as he left, 5 seconds later, Urban Meyer presses pause on the Obscured by the Clouds Pink Floyd LP, walks over and just gives it to Lau and to Shenault, and that's when Lau grabbed the whatever it is, laptop type deal and fired it onto the ground. He did his Aaron Rodgers and fired it onto the ground. And I just thought it was really awful. It was just a bad look. But the point I'm trying to make is pushing the right buttons, doing the right things, and you need leadership in that locker room. And to watch what happens now in practice with Trevor Lawrence, after every play, you can see his growth. You can see it. Now it's after every route. It's I don't know what I'm looking. Not corrective criticism. I don't even know what you would call it. It's okay, yeah, that was the right way, but let's do it. And I don't know what they're saying, okay? But you can see the teaching, and you can see the leadership. And, folks, that wasn't there last year. And it wasn't there certainly 2 years ago. And there's consistency because, finally, Trevor Lawrence doesn't have to change his offense. Outside of Jim Bob Cooter, it's the exact same group. But it also applies in the locker room. And when Doug said that a few weeks back, or whenever it was that it came out of his mouth, that you need that type of leadership, that he doesn't care who the coaches are, only the players can do it. That's understanding and recognizing what you have with your team. This text from the 2834 makes a lot of sense to me. Okay? You send them home. If it was a good camp, you send them home. Are they going to be in that category where they legitimately are ready to run through a brick wall for you? I believe Peterson is heading in that direction. I mean, this team has a fantastic head coach. They really do. He just, watching him and listening to him, really want to believe that. I do. And,
you saw it last year by just coming back from that October. That these guys actually believed in him. Like, everybody else expected this team to just fold and no chance at the playoffs. Basically just hope that Trevor comes through the rest of the season healthy and progressing. But the rest of it, nothing's going to happen. But instead, they just continued to reel off win after win. They won the division. Like, you don't do that unless you believe in your coach.
I may have bored you or others because I made such a big deal about it, but the way that he broke that down after that loss in London, I thought was the best bit of commentary, and I shouldn't call it commentary, but the best answer to a question that Doug Peterson had all year. Because he did it. The difference between that and what Nick Foles did here a couple of years ago. See, Nick Foles was stupid. And he was stupid because he didn't do any research. He signed a huge deal. But he didn't understand that the Jacksonville Jaguars were losers. Okay? And they caught lightning in a bottle and made an AFC championship game. And 2 weeks later, he beat the team that beat Jacksonville in New England. But he wasn't smart enough to do the littlest bit of research on a franchise that at his point had been around for what? 23, 24 years? I don't know. Something crazy like that. All you had to do was look at the standings. All you had to do was look and see 3 AFC championship games. Outside of that, at that particular time, Jacksonville had lost, 7 of 8 years or 8 of 9 years, whatever it was. It was real easy. But he took, it's the trials and tribulations. The fans don't want to hear trials and tribulations. The fans are like, shut up. Make some plays and win. Doug Peterson, when Trevor failed at goal line, and he failed at goal line here on opening day against Houston, and he failed at goal line in London, the way that he broke it down was totally different. He understood and understands what you want and expect as a fan. But the way that he came across about consistency and stability, and what did he do? He mentioned Burrow. He mentioned Hurts. He mentioned Herbert. Did he mention a fourth quarterback? He mentioned those 3 young guys who had some stability. That's what Trevor needs here, he said. Trevor needs to believe in us, trust us, have some stability. And I'm paraphrasing here. But the way that it came out of his mouth, I was like, man, this man's, he's brilliant. He's telling the fans what they want to hear, and he understands that they don't care about anything else outside of winning. But he's also saying, indirectly, this thing was stuff you read on toilet walls, okay, after Urban Meyer. It was absolutely corroded and eroded, and it was filled with, just the worst. You can't imagine how bad it was. And it wasn't going to happen overnight. But the way that he responded, I thought that it was at that moment after London where I was like, whoa, this man has it. And we've seen it grow ever since. 53-48, Ballou, which is more likely? Brenton Strange, 500 receiving yards, or Tank Bigsby, 900 total yards? I'm going to go no on both.
Yeah,
I wouldn't play
Jesus.
Let me tell you something right now. I wouldn't play either one of those. Trevor may throw for 5,000 yards.
Listen, if Tank has that many overall yards,
Don't
that's
say it.
because
Don't
a
say it.
certain running back ahead of him isn't playing a lot. Maybe because of injury.
Those are huge numbers. And JJ nailed it. The only way that those two would come into play is if Ingram's down. And, no. Are those your odds, or are those obviously aren't Vegas's odds? Because if they are, I'm putting a lien on my house and I'm playing the under.
Those days of not betting, I guess, are over.
That 10-year itch, that's done. 900 total yards. Before the break here, what did ETN have?
1,400 maybe?
1,350, 1,400. I know he went north of 1,000 yards rushing for this season, but I think he only had 35.
1,100 yards rushing last year,
Mm-hmm.
and 300 yards receiving.
Okay, 1,400. They're going to lessen his workload. And
absolutely.
I was actually studying this over the weekend. I didn't have a lot going on, and I was looking at his game by game, and because I remember our conversations, and I remember me screaming early on when they lost, when they began to go through that 7-game losing or that 5-game losing streak. But, on opening day, they lost against Washington. He had 4 carries for 47 yards. And I was like, why isn't he getting the ball? Then he got 9. Then it went to 13. Then it went back down to 8. And, 10, 14. Finally, that same game in London that we talked about, he had the ball 24 times for 156 yards. And they trusted him. I think they proved to themselves that he can be a bell cow. He got a high 2 weeks later of 28. I'm saying a high because I believe that was after the bye. Actually, it wasn't. It was a week after. He had only one other game of plus 20 carries. That was against the New York Jets. He did have one with 19 carries against Dallas. But overall, 220 carries in 17 games. I would expect that to go up a little bit. I would expect the 28 and the 24 to go down. But I would certainly expect the 4 and the 9 and the 8s and the 10s to go up. So is he going to get 300 carries? I don't know. I also think this, JJ, as we head to the break, I don't think Trevor Lawrence is going to throw for 5,000 yards and things like that because I expect Jacksonville to have a lead.
I was about to say.
Where they're going to run the ball more in the second half.
If he does, that might not be the best thing. That might not be the best sign for this team if he's having to throw all the time. That brings back memories of Blake Bortles' offenses year 2 or 3 of his career. If they have a consistent offense, which they plan to do, then maybe Trevor doesn't need to throw for 5,000 yards.
If I was setting the line for Strange as a rookie, I'd probably set around 300.
400, yeah.
300, 350.
Exactly.
Tank Bigsby rushing yards, 400.
If you get maybe 400 from both of them, that's a win.
Here's something Jacksonville has never heard. Even in the Jimmy Smith, Keenan McCardell, Fred Taylor years, Mark Bernard, something that has never been stated in this city until 2023. There are not enough footballs for this team.
The great thing about live sports, you never know what's going to happen.
Oh, how did he pull that off?
Get the most live play-by-play on 1010XL.
Did you know the 2023 Honda CR-V Hybrid never needs to be plugged in? The onboard system charges the batteries for you. When you think Honda, think hybrid. Good for the environment, great for your budget. Visit your local Honda dealer to experience the CR-V of the future today.
Denny Thompson here. Tyson Sound and Security is hiring salespeople right now. If you want to sell new tech security cameras or home automation, Tyson Sound and Security is looking for you. Tyson Sound and Security is hiring for sales positions, and they will train you to be successful. Apply online at TysonSoundandSecurity.com or call 762-1000. That's 762-1000. Hiring for sales positions right now. Apply online at TysonSoundandSecurity.com or call 762-1000. Equal opportunity employer.
Picking here. After work's done for the day, I know you like to find your favorite sofa or recliner and watch the game. That's why you gotta call Zero Res this month. At Zero Res this month, tell them I sent you, and you'll get 25% off all upholstery.
Zero Res. If it's time to upgrade or remodel your old fireplace, there's one name to know: CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living. Schedule a showroom tour and see why local builders voted CSS the best of St. John's. Visit CSSFireplaces.com.
Hello, this is Father Nicholas Lowe, and I want to talk to you about not being afraid of the crosses of life. Life can be difficult. Maybe today you're carrying a cross of worry or stress. Let me encourage you to remember that when Christ got on the big cross at Golgotha, he destroyed all the little crosses that we face in our life. He set us free from fear, worry, and anxiety. Our job is not to be carried by the cross, but to be carried by our faith.
For more inspiration, log on to stjohnthedivine.com.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On June 5th, 2014, in the MLB draft, pitcher Brady Aiken is the first pick by the Astros, leading to a fallout in contract negotiations in the Astros organization. The Community First Igloo, the newly renovated Family Ice facility, is celebrating its official grand opening from June 6th through the 11th. The fun starts Tuesday with a ribbon cutting at 11:30 a.m. While there, check out the Key Renter Esports Gaming Lounge for free gaming from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. all week long. There's also free public skating from 10 a.m. to noon on Wednesday and Thursday, a beer tasting event, and a mixology class set for Friday and Saturday. For more information, visit communityfirstigloo.com.
I mean, if you like crisp nacho fries covered in bold Mexican spices, then you have to try Stick Chili Verde fries. They're like nacho fries, but with grilled steak topped with spicy Verde sauce with kicks of jalapeno and lime. They're basically the younger brother of nacho fries, who's better looking, smarter, makes more money. But nacho fries has like 53 more followers, so it evens out. Stick Chili Verde fries are here. Get them today, only at Taco Bell.
At participating U.S. Taco Bell locations for a limited time only while supplies last. Contact local store for hours and participation which vary.
I'm Jeff Middlecoff with Trustline Mortgage. My business partners, Alan Tyre, Bill Pappas, and Ken Rimley, have been helping clients all over Florida with their construction perm loans for 34 years. Construction perm loans are not easy to find because a lot of banks and credit unions don't understand them, and therefore they don't like to do them. Well, your problem is solved. Trustline Mortgage wants to help you build your dream home. Our construction perm loans are single close, so you save money by not having to close twice, like with other lenders. Some of our construction perm loans allow you to lock in your interest rate up front. And if interest rates go down, we'll give you the better rate. We offer up to 100% VA loans, up to 96.5% for FHA loans, and up to 95% for conventional loans. Call Trustline Mortgage today at 381-LOAN. That's 381-LOAN to find out how we can help you build your dream home. Or visit our website at trustlinemortgage.com. Trust your instincts and follow the line to Trustline Mortgage.
Certain restrictions apply. See office for details. Trustline is an equal housing lender. MLS number 331480.
Hey, Jay, can you finish that induction range installation tomorrow?
Orders have really amped up at Nate's Electric.
We need to finish installing it first in Maine. Did we hear back from the grocery chain?
It's no shock he needs electricians, like yesterday.
Smart fridge. Everybody wants one of those these days.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Borland Groover is expanding in St. Johns County. Look for the new Advanced Surgery Center and Medical Facility open in Durbin Crossing in the summer of 2024. Learn more about it at borlandgroover.com.
It's tune-up time, and Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars, wants to partner with you for a cool summer season. Tune up your AC unit right now so it's running at peak performance when you need it most. Just call 777-4300 and order a tune-up for just $59. Keep your unit humming at optimal level. Log on to FloridaHomeAC.com and take advantage of their savings. Keep cool with Florida Home AC. That's 777-4300.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Back to the Jags in just a minute. We have something good here that we believe you will enjoy. From Trevor Lawrence. Heard of him? That's coming up in 2 minutes. First things first, you took in 60 minutes worth. Hockey Saturday night. What do you think?
From beginning to end, from pregame festivities, which by the way, the Lightning, or not the Lightning, the Knights, their whole like Vegas pregame thing sort of was cringe. I understand what they were doing, like being like, hey, we're Vegas, we do shows here, but it was very lame. But the game was fun. It was close for a while. Lots of stuff. See, this is the first hockey game I've watched from beginning to end in like 15 years. I'm talking like Scott Stevens era Devils, like before they went on strike. I was really into
during
hockey.
the worst brand of hockey ever with that neutral zone trapping.
Exactly. Games were like 2-1. A lot less hitting. There was obviously hitting going on, but a lot less hard hitting going on. There's certain guys. I feel like Vegas is way bigger than Florida. Like, I could see why Vegas won so many more games in the regular season. But Florida plays scrappy on defense. They got a couple guys that are always in there getting the puck out of the zone. Bob, whatever his last name, the Russian keeper for Florida, was nasty. I enjoyed it. I also enjoyed the fact, and other sports need to do this, somehow adopt this. In the NHL, a lot of you don't know this because I didn't. When you challenge a play, if you lose the challenge, you get a 2-minute penalty. And so it's like they almost never challenge. And they had to on Vegas's fourth goal, I believe it was, when they thought it might be a high stick, but it ended up being the right
above the
call.
crossbar. I think Florida's gonna tie it up tonight.
Okay.
I do, and I hope so. It's minus 140 favoring Vegas, so you got to lay 140 to win 100. Our friend Rafael Esparza always tells us about the pregame festivities in Vegas, and I've seen a few minutes of it, but have we confirmed whether or not Engelbert Humperdinck is still alive? Because can you imagine if they wheeled him out there and he's, thanks for taking me on a one-way trip to the sun. And thanks for turning me into a someone.
He is alive.
What is so
great? He's 87.
Well, if you think about it, from like one of the greatest lyrics of all time, and one of the greatest facts of all time, is that after the lovin', he still loves her. Ask yourself this opinion right now: what happens to a lot of dudes after the lovin'? They're like, get me the hell out of here. Engelbert Humperdinck has it in him to love him after the lovin'. And that's
a good man. That's a good man.
And he's a lyricist, and we love him for it.
By the way, Eric Stahl, I learned, still playing.
Yeah.
Scored a shorthanded goal, actually, for Florida.
2 Stalls on the team.
Yeah, both brothers.
Kachuk, I've been telling you about his biggest cheap shot artist. We had Blaylock on Friday night. He
didn't even finish the game. So basically, he was being a cheap shot artist towards the end of the game when the Panthers had absolutely no chance to come back. Yeah. And they just were like, hey, they gave him. I don't know if they gave him a double minor or a 5-minute or whatever it was.
No, it was 4.5 left. They gave him a major,
and they just got him the hell out of there.
Well, and
he chews the hell out of that mouthpiece.
Yeah,
He's
that's
the
always
Steph
been his
Curry of
go-to.
hockey. I hate that.
They added the extra lineman years ago for that reason. They do a real good job of. It really looked like during that particular scenario behind the bench that punches were going to be thrown.
Absolutely.
You had all 10 guys.
But they do a good job of policing themselves. I mean, the refs step in. Obviously, they don't like a lot of fighting during the playoffs. But the players even police themselves. I'm trying to think of this guy's name for Florida.
What, Montour?
Is he number 8? He's got the big beard. He's a defenseman. He is such a bully. No, Radko Gudas.
Oh, yeah, Gudas. Okay.
That guy is a bully. Love watching him play. After every, pause in the action or every whistle being blown, he's in there with his hands on somebody's face, just pushing somebody down on the ice.
Game 2 tonight. We'll see. I'm looking forward to watching it. It should be interesting.
8
Florida
o'clock.
tied this up.
TNT.
And there you have it. All right, let's. I want to comment on this gambling, but I don't think we have time. We can always save it for tomorrow or Wednesday. But apparently, the Colts player is really up against it, and there's a thorough investigation going on right now in Indianapolis. The NFL is facing a problem here, and I don't even know how to describe it, but everywhere you go, there is betting. Everywhere you go, there is gambling. And frankly, I'm shocked that there's not more. I'm surprised there's not something coming out of every team in the NFL, or maybe a third of the teams in the NFL. But this story is really beginning to pick up now.
We have a name
in Indianapolis. Has one, but
yeah.
What do we have?
This is as of like 20 minutes ago.
I was going to say before we got on the air, I didn't have a name.
Yeah, this is very new. Isaiah Rodgers, cornerback, who was set to make $2.5 million this year, reportedly placed 100 bets. Most of which were only between $25 and $50.
Oh, no.
Sounds like me. Cheap ass.
Now, was it football? Was it NFL? So that's what it's going to come down to, JJ, in my opinion. They're going to have to allow these guys
to bet on other sports.
Other sports.
Oh, no, this was on the NFL, including on Colts games.
Well, there you go. He's in big trouble there. There's no defense for that, at least now. Check back on me in 5 years.
Yeah.
But
most of the bets were $20 to $50, although there was at least one low 4-figure bet.
How much did you say he made?
$2.5 million this year. 2.7.
$2.7 million.
Throw that away.
And you're betting
or half
on a
that.
game that your team plays and win or lose.
$50.
$50?
Like, dude, why? This is
I mean, I'm
outrageous.
sorry, but how stupid do you have to be?
At least
and let me
Calvin
guess,
Ridley's were like 1,500 or something like that.
And let me guess, he did it from the locker room on his cell phone.
I hope not. But that was, if you don't remember, folks, the Lions players were making bets from their own facility and then claiming that they didn't know the NFL rules.
About 10 minutes ago, I made a big deal about leadership because I believe in it, and most of it was on Doug Peterson, but I also referenced Trevor Lawrence, taking you back to when he was a rookie, and I was still the Jaguars team sideline reporter, just watching him grow week after week. Last year, more development, but it's crystal clear as year 3 begins as to where Trevor Lawrence is with his football team, and he answered that question earlier this afternoon.
Not a lot's changed. I try to be the same guy every day. But I think just being able to speak out, one, just knowing everybody more. You have those relationships with guys that have been here since my rookie year and then guys that came in last year. And then now being a third-year guy with the rookies coming in, I think you just have that experience where you feel more comfortable speaking up and being the leader in the room, leader of the offense. And then beyond that, I think obviously playing well and having the year we had last year gives you more confidence. And I mean, that helps a little bit, but at the end of the day, I try to be the same guy. You know, I don't change just because we had some success last year. I try to be that same guy, lead by example, and use my voice when needed.
Listen, that's all Trevor Lawrence, and that's all great news, okay? Believe it or not, one thing I actually like to admit is when I'm wrong. Because, JJ, you know it happens maybe once, possibly twice a year.
Almost never.
Okay? You remember last year when I was in Charlotte, 11 months ago, I'll be heading out there late July for the ACC football meetings. I spent my entire interview time with Tony Elliott, who was his former offensive coordinator at Clemson, now the head coach of Virginia, and Dabo, on the leadership qualities of Trevor Lawrence. And I openly questioned whether or not he had them, whether there was the fire in the belly. And remember Dabo stopping me? He's like, oh, no, Trevor's that guy. I hadn't seen it. And, you know, I understood this, the abomination of Urban Meyer and being a rookie. I thoroughly got it. But I didn't know if he had it. And I've paid a tremendous amount of attention on this because I just think it's so important. Now, I don't ever think he's going to be a Tom Brady that's yelling and screaming at guys, but your quarterback has to be that alpha male. That quarterback, he has to be the guy that you look towards. And last year at this time, and just think about where you were as well as Jaguar fans last year at this time. And through the first 7 games of the year, where he was not playing particularly well. I mean, he lost 2 games. I don't want to say all on his own, but that Houston game and that game in London against Denver, that if that was Trevor Lawrence right now, I mean, Jacksonville wins those games by 14-plus points. But it wasn't, and they took him as losses. So he's only 23. He's only 23. He won't be 24 until October. So I questioned it, and I didn't do it in a rude way, in a he's never going to make it way. But I wondered, and that's why I spent my time. Here's my guess. Out of all the interviews that Dabo Sweeney did in Charlotte talking about Clemson football, I guarantee you I was the only one who was talking about Trevor Lawrence and his leadership abilities. Tony Elliott, the head coach of Virginia, I know that I was the only one asking it because to me it was a major concern, and he's proving that all it took was a little bit of time. And with him and Peterson, man, this thing really feels like it's on the cusp of just exploding offensively. A lot of veterans in today. Kyle Bosworth, watched some practice with him. Aaron Beasley today, Big Sofa, Damon Jones, Tommy McManus, among others. And, you know, you get with guys, and it's really – and everyone I mentioned was a defensive player there outside of Big Sofa. But everyone looks for different things. I mean, it's confusing out there. You get 90 guys. You only have 2 eyes. There's only a certain amount of that you can, watch effectively. But I was talking with Bosworth about that offensive line. He's like, look at this thing. It's unbelievable. Look at all the weapons. I'm like, yeah, it was his first day out there. I'm like, this is really impressive. But we both said the same thing. Comes down to the line. You've got to protect Trevor Lawrence. If they can protect Trevor Lawrence, there's no telling what this offense is going to do this year. I think 28 points is legitimate. I do. And if you didn't hear the conversation with Brenton Strange, I'm sure he wasn't aware of the numbers. It went from 14-9 to 23-8. I mean, they improved by 9 points a game. 23-8. What can you get one more year? I think they can get 28. You get 28 points, you're going to win double-digit games. I have them at 10-7, and a lot of you people wanted to pack my bags because I didn't pick them 15-2 or 6. I gave you a 10-7. Okay, we're going to do it again, JJ and I, on that Friday before the start of the regular season. So far in camp, I've liked it. We'll see what happens in training camp. I may up it to 11th win. I may open it to a 12th win. I'm like a politician. I can be bought. Make those checks out to Ballou Radio Incorporated. All right, final thoughts coming up. Then it's Hacker Nation at 8.
Sometimes you make bad decisions.
Thompson, what's the charge? Disturbing the peace.
And sometimes you make good decisions.
It says here we should work in teams. Who wants to be my spotter?
1010XL. When you want to make a good decision.
Ballou here for Smunez Vision. Why Smunez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smunez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smunez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smunez is fellowship trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmunezVision.com today. Care you can see.
Working in the trades industry, going nowhere, sick of dealing with grueling residential install projects and demanding seasonal schedules? Become part of something better. All Weather Contractors wants you to join our multifamily and commercial construction property maintenance team now. Based in Jacksonville, we offer premium pay, bonuses, full benefits, 401k programs, employee stock ownership opportunities, and a culture focused on career advancements and opportunities. Build a better career in the commercial property maintenance industry. Apply online today at allweathercontractors.com.
Your quick and easy solution for paying the lowest price on car insurance is Estrella Insurance. A to the T here and start saving the big bucks and pay less today. Call 1-800-CAR-INSURANCE and see for yourself. That's 1-800-CAR-INSURANCE or visit EstrellaInsurance.com.
Catch a wave to the Jacksonville Sharks for their fight against the Fayetteville Mustangs this Saturday, June 10th, 7 o'clock at the ViStar Arena. With tickets as low as $15, you cannot find this kind of affordable fun anywhere else. It's Hawaiian night in the Shark Tank. Stay for the post-game auction to win our Hawaiian Sharks jerseys. Kids, 6 to 16, sign up for a chance to dance with our junior attack dance team. Shark Tank, this Saturday, June 10th, 7 o'clock at the ViStar Veterans Memorial Arena. Call 904-621-0700 or check out jacksonsharks.com. Fins up.
No dental insurance? No problem. Introducing the Care Plus program from the dental offices of Dr. James McCall. For only $625 per year, you will receive 2 cleanings and dental exams, a full set of x-rays, plus 1 emergency dental exam and x-ray. You'll also receive a 20% discount on all other services offered. Kids 12 and under will receive the same program for only $525. Call Dr. McCall today at 620-9225.
Give us your hot take.
Pop quiz, hot shot.
On the 1010XL text line, designed by Lifetime Enclosures.
You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm awake and I speak English, so yeah, I do know what you're saying.
Be part of the conversation. 641-1010.
Prosser here for Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. With the weather now hot as can be, look ahead and get that backyard ready for fall with a new open-air or screened-in enclosure. Maximize the space you have and make it great with Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. They truly are the best in the business. So if you have the space and the idea, give them a call today. Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Showroom just off Phillips Highway. Tell them Prosser sent you.
Children under 5 die from drowning in Florida more than any other state. Together, we can reduce the risk of drowning. The YMCA has programs accessible to families that teach essential water safety skills. Face the water with confidence. Learn more at watersafetyflorida.org.
What if you could be credit card debt-free in 10 days? and save as much as $1,000 a month. Loan Pronto's all-new Express Equity Line of Credit program is just what you need. Hey, it's Prosser here. You don't have to do a full home refi. You can tap a small portion of the equity you have and enjoy a super low monthly payment. With Loan Pronto's Express Equity Credit Line, you can close in 7 to 10 days, and a $50,000 loan will only cost you around $400 a month. Use that money and pay off high-interest credit cards or do a home improvement project. You can access up to 90% of your home's equity, and 9 out of 10 homeowners won't even need an appraisal. So even if you did a total refi recently or just bought your home, you can tap the equity with this fast, easy program. Stop the madness. Say no to 24% interest fees. Call Loan Pronto today. 904-999-1508. That's 904-999-1508. Or as always, you can visit loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval.
Hi, this is Dave Barker. Multi-unit hair grafting is now available at IHRS and can give you 3 times more hair in one procedure over a traditional hair transplant.
Multi-unit hair grafting gave me more hair in one procedure and within my budget.
You can grow your hair back with this exclusive new procedure. Call for a free evaluation. Call IHRS 904-777-IHRS 777-IHRS 777-4477.
Hey, it's Joe C., and we want to see who can challenge me and the XL Primetime Gang for the Sonny's Barbecue Rib Eating Contest, live right here at the 1010XL Studios. Text the word RIB to 641-1010 for your chance to enter in Rib Mania for America as we gear up for America's birthday. Contest will be live on air June 27th, and you can be part of all the action. Thanks to Sonny's Barbecue for providing the ribs. We just need you to see if you can beat us. Text RIB to 641-1010 for your chance to enter.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars, protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Hot Hackers coming up right now. On tomorrow night, we'll be with you after Helmets and Heels on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 6 to 8. Again, Wednesday, an opportunity to talk with position coaches. So that would be kind of cool. Have some fresh sounds, some interviews. And look forward. You heard forever. And it wasn't the case with Bobby Bowden when I got started in this business, but it certainly became the case when I slid over here and started hearing from Tom Coughlin. Okay, about not wanting to tell you anything, right? That was Coughlin's mantra, and I'm fine with it, okay? But we've always been the conduit to get the comments from the players and the coaches to deliver it to you, the fans. Just look at the stuff that came out today. Mike Caldwell, JJ, certainly looked and sounded like a second-year defensive coordinator compared to a year ago.
You're saying his answers were a little longer and more in-depth?
Absolutely. I think he feels much more secure and confident about where he is and where this team is, and that's comforting. But to talk with these position coaches is going to be cool. There's like, for instance, last year I got into a nice conversation with Deshae Townsend. Jacksonville had 9 takeaways in 2021, and I'm like, how do you change that? It's got to be more about just being in the right position at the right time. How do you force takeaways? And again, I'll be paraphrasing here, but it was a very lengthy answer by Deshae Townsend, who is the passing game coordinator and also is the defensive backs coach. Well, Jacksonville went from 9 takeaways to 27 takeaways in one season. I mean, think about that. In one set. There's a lot of, as much as it feels like the offense is so top heavy and the defense is just, kind of like being a wingman, and oh man, you got to settle for that. Oh, you got the hot one, I got to settle, as wingmen will often do. That's the way this football team kind of is that, the offense is a supermodel. And then, the defense is kind of that 2 a.m. circle the bar type of feel. But that's not the case if in certain categories, including that takeaway ratio. from 9 to 27. And if that stays as is and improves, and then those 4 younger players improve. Today, I took a photo of Jordan Smith and put it on Twitter.
Oh, your boy.
And I put that out today. Well, and I put 1.5 sacks. What are you playing? Over or under? 1.5 sacks, Jordan Smith.
Under.
Yeah. I'd love to see the over, but just don't know if he can get on the field. Hey, let me end with this before Hacker comes in. Serious note. The tragedy and everything that happened to Mr. Chubby's, obviously we're associated with different things. My phone blew up. I've been hearing from all sorts of people. I haven't returned a lot of calls because I don't know. I've heard from other news reporters in town that just assumed that, I live there 24 hours a day and then I would know everything that's going on. I don't. I haven't investigated. I feel awful about everything that happened. I'm shocked because that's Ponte Vedra, and it's a good part of town, but I think it's another example of you never know what's going to happen in any given situation. But for those of you that I haven't gotten back to on it, whether it's a text or call, I don't know. I don't know what happened. Or, I know what you know. Let me put it this way. I know what you know. I know what has been reported. I haven't gone to some police officer friends of mine, or, I haven't called my buddy Will over there who owns it, and I just haven't talked to, just kind of figured that I'd let the dust settle. But, it was like a year ago when the Blue Crab House went down with the fire, or had the kitchen fire. I was out in Nashville on a vacation, and my phone started blowing up. People thought I was there with a garden hose, trying to put it. I appreciate that, but the answer to your question, I don't know what's happening.
It sounds like it was the victim knew the attacker.
Yeah, I guess they had.
It was a targeted attack, and they were known.
Ex-boyfriend,
the suspect
ex-girlfriend
was known to the primary victim. Yeah, it wasn't just like a random going to Mr. Chubby's and hurt people.
So that's the most important thing. I hope she gets better. Again, I haven't taken anything close to a deep dive on it. Some of what I've read is very disturbing, especially for her. Also, the men who came out and did their best to remove the knife.
Hero.
Deserve to be respected for doing that. I don't think a lot of people would, frankly, and they elected to. So maybe when the time is right, I'll get to it a little bit. But no, I just haven't. I haven't spent much time on it at all. But even on the text line, as you know, you could say basically anything to me, make any type of comment, and for the most part, I respond to you. If I don't respond to you, it's because we get so many of them. But my regular phone, and I love to know how these news reporters in town all of a sudden have my digits and they're calling me and asking me, and I'm like, listen, I don't have anything for you. I don't know what else to tell you. And the most important thing is that hopefully these people involved, especially that young lady, hopefully she's able to recover. But what a horrifying story, and that certainly did surprise me when we heard about that.
Now, the 2-minute drill, brought to you by Tire Outlet. Tire Outlet is now hiring. Visit TireOutlet.com/careers. Equal opportunity employer.
Got a little of you and me tonight, Hacker, going with the hat on backwards.
I saw that, particularly after your interesting tweet that you sent out a couple of weeks ago. That you said something about you saw some guy in a backwards hat and you couldn't believe it, and then everybody quote tweeted me on it.
Oh, did they?
Oh, yeah.
I got a lot of that. A lot of people going nuts on me.
Yeah, that was good stuff.
Well, that's why I did it.
Oh, good, yes.
Well, partially why I did it. See, Pat's Blue Ribbon, I'm a Miller Lite guy, but they also distribute Pabst Blue Ribbon, so they gave me this swag, and I put it on today. And as I said, I could be running through town with 6 strippers, and they wouldn't care and tell my girlfriend. But the fact that I'm wearing a Pabst Blue Ribbon hat, it's like, oh, my God, Ballou's cheating on Miller Lite. It's much more significant to them. And I'm not. It's the same distributor. But you're right. I joked I was going to go up to that guy and say, hey, fix your hat. You look like a fool. And people went nuts on me. So I said, you can tee off of me tonight. I'm going to put my hat on backwards.
Well, I was like minding my own business, not doing anything. And all of a sudden, I got like 10 Twitter notifications. Hey, Ballou's talking smack about backwards hats. I'm like, great. What does that have anything to do with?
That has everything to do with you.
Well, I guess that's true, yeah.
The best part about it is, I mean, listen, I like to have fun and exaggerate. Do you really think I would walk up to someone in a bar and say, put your hat on the right way. I mean, come on.
You did get like 100 responses
Yeah, it was
to that thing,
unbelievable.
too.
How many people said that, Boo, if you said that to me, I'd punch you right in the face. And I'm like, can't you people tell that I'm joking?
Yeah. There is no sarcasm allowed on Twitter.
Oh.
Everybody takes everything you say at 100% certainty.
The streets, the mean streets of Twitter. All right, saw you out of practice today. What'd you make of it?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think from what I've seen, I've been out there all 3 days. We've been allowed to be out at OTAs. I like what I've seen, but I'm probably like most of the players right now. About time to see some pads, some hitting. You know, I'm kind of jonesing for that a little bit. Now, I know we still have to wait 6 or 7 weeks, but I kind of want to look at these rookies when it's, you know, full speed, when things are flying out there a little bit. But for what OTAs are, and it's practice, it's teaching, I like what I'm seeing, and I certainly like some of the things I saw from Trevor Lawrence today.
They look really good on offense.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll have to wait on the line, but that skill position, I mean, tight end, wide receiver, running backs, and certainly Lawrence, it's at a point now where I don't watch every rep because it's like I'm so used to what he's been doing that instead I find myself looking at the other side of the field, looking at what's going on with the defense and things like that, where that was totally different from a year ago.
I know the Jaguars sent out that tweet of Lawrence to Agnew, and a couple of the national websites picked it up and retweeted it. What do you make of Jamal Agnew in this offense? I think if he gets more of an opportunity, I mean, people are going to be so focused on Ridley and Kirk and Zay. I think Agnew's got an opportunity this year.
They love him. The kicking rules will hurt him. You know, it depends which side you want to take. The side that I have right now is he's probably their fifth option, and he fumbled the ball inside the 5.
Yeah.
If he hangs on to that ball and he scores and they win, then it's like, what a call. They went to him in that moment. They didn't give up on him. He's a dynamic player, but yeah, he's their 5th wide receiver. I don't think he's going to get many carries this year, not with the addition of Bigsby. His carries actually went down, and we'll see how many returns he get. But I think this is it with the salary structure coming up. He may be out of here after the year. I don't know if he signed through 24, but yeah, they still love him. He made a great grab today, though.
He did, and they got all the attention, so it was certainly a great grab.
What's coming up?
Toe drag swag from Jamal Agnew.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, look, we got a lot of Jaguars. Demetrius Harvey, Florida Times Union's going to stop by. He's been out there at OTAs. Going to get his thoughts on everything he saw out there. And then the NBA Finals, my friend Zach Hanchu from NBC Sports Edge, as we'll not only talk Miami and Denver. That series tied 1-1. What about this report that Kyrie Irving is trying to get LeBron James, not to get him to L.A., Kyrie's trying to get LeBron to Dallas. Is there anything to that? We'll talk a lot of NBA tonight around 9 o'clock.
All right, there you go. Hacker Nation coming up right now. That's going to do it for us. Tomorrow night after Helmets and Heels, rest of the week 6 to 8. Thank you to Brenton Strange, 2nd-round pick out of Penn State. How do the listeners get a chance to listen to that there, JJ?
All you got to do is go to our YouTube page, and everything's archived, and you'll find it there, or 1010XL's website.
There you go. That is JJ LaSalva. My name is Rick Ballou. Folks, have a great Monday night. We'll do it again tomorrow right here on your home of the Jags.
This is the place for Jaguars football.
Listen to this crowd.
How about them Jags?
1010XL, home of the Jaguars.
Here's Linda Beaver.
We know that you have options when it comes to buying or servicing your vehicle. We also know that not all experiences are created equal. We promise when you choose to do business with Beaver, you will always get a genuine smile when you arrive, commitment to what you need to accomplish with your purchase or service, and lifelong relationships with a team that cares. Pair all that with a huge selection of inventory. You can't go wrong with Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine or Beaver Chevrolet in Jacksonville. We promise we're here to wow you.
Jacksonville has some junk, and J-Dog is removing it. They're here to do the dirty work. You don't want to remove and dispose of large furniture or appliances yourself? Call J-Dog. Here now proudly serving you, removing junk from your home or business.